The Israeli actress of Fauda, Rona Lee, was saying when she was asked about religion, she said that religion is something like it is a good thing, but it depends on how you interpret it. It means either she doesn't know what Islam is, what is written in Islamic scripture, or she is just trying to be nice. That means a hypocrite. And you have to be little diplomatic in a world which is based totally on hypocrisy and lies. Otherwise, if you are an actor or an actress, you will lose much of your supporters. And when she is being like an ambassador for Israel, then she has to be careful. She cannot say what she feels inside. And I feel that most probably she doesn't know what is written in Quran, because no one reads, not even the Muslims. What Muslims are doing mostly, they are just mugging it up, moving to and fro without using their brain at all. And it is told by their mullahs that you have not to use your brain in religious matter. If you question anything, if you doubt, then you are committing blasphemy. And the punishment for that in Islam, and I think in Christianity and Judaism also, maybe they are not so, it's no longer in these religions, Christianity or Judaism, they don't follow those things strictly. But in Islam, in all Islamic country, it is a sure and certain death. And even in non-Islamic country, if you are saying anything against, or if you are abusing their Prophet or Allah, then you are inviting your death. They will haunt you. Because if you start doubting, if you start questioning, then the edifice which is built on belief only will fall down. So all these mullahs know what they are defending. What they are defending is indefendable. We have lost our intelligence to such an extent that we believe so much in the written things, or we believe in whatever the Prophet or Messiah or Avatar has said, without in any way checking whether it is auspicious, good for life, or it is harmful to life. who has said anything is immaterial. Whether it is helping you to grow, helping you to become more conscious or not, that is the real thing. We are not made for any religion or any scripture. Scriptures are made for us. They are there to transform us. If instead of transforming us, they are making a brute out of us, demon out of us, then it should be given up. One should have guts enough to do it. Just yesterday, I heard in the television that 2 of old Israeli women have been released by these Hamas, that means Haram terrorists. And these women said after they were released that they kept them, they were more than 80. They were beaten very violently. They were not making any discrimination in that, whether the person is old or it is just a small child. No difference in that. So they had kept these women hungry for 3 days, and after 3 days they gave them meat to eat, and after they had finished eating, they said that it was meat of your own grandson or your own children, not children, grandson or granddaughter, whatever. So if you are doing such barbarous act in the name of religion, those people who are defending that, they are themselves criminal of the same kind. There cannot be any God or Allah who will support these things. Who can sanction these things? So you have to use little bit of brain. If there is any God or Allah, if He has created everything on this earth, then whether you are a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or Jew, He is the Father of all. But the real thing is that there is no personal God. God is not as a person there sitting somewhere on the 7th heaven creating things. This is so childish. Only mustache babies can believe in such things. Yesterday I heard a beautiful story which I knew before also, but after hearing I thought like I should share it with you. It's a story in Mahabharata, and also this story is written by Kalidas also. No, this story is not written by Kalidas. It's about Savitri and Satyavan. My mother's name was also Savitri. And Savitri is a symbol of indomitable will, of complete dedication and complete surrender. to the person whom she loved. So the story is Savitri was very beautiful, very graceful, and very intelligent. So beautiful and so intelligent that no men she could found who could match her intelligence and beauty. And she was perhaps daughter of a king. So all those princes who came to marry her, because they could not be equal enough to her intelligence and her beauty. So she remained unmarried. So then her father said that you just take the chariot and go with the charioteer and find you the bride groom for yourself. Whomsoever you will like, I will get you married to that person. So she went on the chariot, traveling from one place to other. Finally, she found a man who was in the forest cutting wood to perhaps make food for himself and his parents. His parents were also kings. His father was also a king, but his kingdom was usurped by someone. Exactly, I don't remember the story and what I heard yesterday. In that also, the person was not telling in detail, but I have read it long time back. But perhaps his kingdom was taken away by someone, by some conspiracy or by defeating him in the war. That I don't remember. So he was staying with his parents in the forest. When she looked at him, that was like a love at first sight. So it is love at first sight happens when you are a very pure person, a person of heart, and when you are so pure that you can intuitively you feel that the energy of the other person and your energy is in the same wavelength. It is matching. It is felt inside. So it was not lust at first sight, but real love at first sight. There was nothing of lust in that. That can happen only when both of you are of a very evolved consciousness. So she decided that I will marry this boy. So she told her father that I will marry this boy. So her marriage was arranged. But when the marriage was arranged, then the divine sage Narad appeared there. He said, this boy is very good, very talented in every sense, but he has only 1 year of life. His death is absolutely certain after 1 year. So the father dissuaded her. He said, don't marry him, find someone else. But she was totally firm in her decision. she said, I will marry only him. And 1 year is a long time. There will be so many moments in 1 year. That is enough for me. And who knows what will happen after 1 year. Let us see what happens. So she said, if I have to marry, I will marry him. So they were married. And they started living in the forest because the kingdom of her father-in-law was taken away. So they were living life of hermitage. And they were absolutely happy in the nature, with trees, with animals, with birds. But very quickly 1 year ended, because when you are happy, when you are joyous, when you are blissful, time passes very quickly. So the day came. Her husband Satyavan, he has gone to cut wood, collect wood. And then the god of death appeared there. Savitri was there at that time, that I don't remember, but he said that perhaps she was also there with him while he was cutting the tree. So he said that because he is a great soul, he is a very evolved person, so I have come on my own to take him. Otherwise, my workers, they are called Yamdut. Yam is god of death, and his employees are called Yamdut. So only they come, but because he is a very great person, so I have come to take him myself. So I will take his prana, his elan vital. That is the end of his existence on this earth, in this body. So he said that now your journey with him ends. So you go back to your father-in-law and mother-in-law. Don't come with me, because no one can come with death. So he took his life with him and went moving. And she was following him. So she followed him to a very long distance. He said, daughter, return back. Your life is still here, so don't come with me. She said that if you are taking him, take me also with you, because without him I cannot imagine my life. So I am totally willing to go with him. So you take me also. He said, I cannot take you because your life line has not ended. You have to leave. But she still followed him. Then he became happy with her. He said that I will give you one boon, but then you go back. She said that if you are pleased with me, if you are happy with me, then return the light of my father-in-law. He had become blind. That I don't remember how he became blind, but so he said, okay, his eyes will be cured, but now you return back. Then still Yam was going, but when he looked back, she was still following. He said, you are really totally dedicated to him. I am very happy with you. You can ask for another boon. Then she said, then you return back my father-in-law's kingdom. So he said, okay. And later on, when he saw she was still following, then he said that you ask for another guru. She said that give my father-in-law one more children, because now he has no child. And then, but she was still following him, he says. Her will was so strong, her dedication was so strong. So he blessed her. He said that you will have something like 10 children or 100 children, whatever, I don't remember. But he had said it, but she said that my husband is dead, so how can I have 100 children or 10 children, whatever he said. So then he said that you have, because of your love, you have conquered even death. So I am so happy, I am so pleased with you. I returned back his life. So it may be a poetry, it may be a story, but if you are really 100% dedicated to something, you can even bring someone out of death. That is what is required in meditation also. And Osho has said that even when you are boiling at 99 degree, you cannot be transformed. If you want to be transformed, you need to boil at 100 degree. Only then the water evaporates. And only when you become so subtle, because your consciousness is always the knower, is always the experiencer. So if you want to know that, then your dedication has to be total. Because otherwise you will be lost somewhere. You will be lost in your emotional body, or most of the people are lost only in their food body. Then you have this pran body. Then you have astral body. You have in your body all the stars and planets are contributing. So that is also one of your body. Then you have your emotional body. Then you have your mental body. Then you have your bliss body. Then you have your conscious body. Then you have your Brahm body. So if you stop anywhere, you have stopped midway. So you cannot stop. You have to just go on and on. That is what is called Chareveti, Chareveti. Okay. I was hearing to ex-DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Vikram Singh, while eating. And what he said, though I knew how barbaric and beyond your wildest imagination, what they did, these Hamas monsters. when we compare these people with animals, animals are saint in their comparison. How can a human being be so cruel? What was the thing I told you yesterday or day before yesterday? I wrote to you that you need that Captagon. Captagon.
Captagon, is it?
Captagon. You found it or not?
No, because you say you will tell me later.
Okay.
For me.
So this Captagon is the drug these terrorists had taken before they did their dastardly act in, I think it is called Kibbutz in Israel, the place where they live, the communities. So when you take this, you will not feel tiredness. Your brain will become very alert. You won't fall asleep, but your sensitivity will become numb. You may do anything but you will not feel anything. No compassion, no sympathy. Though compassion is a very big word, but so what the DGP was saying is that he said that I saw their videos. I have been, because he was topmost police officer, so he said that I have dealt with violence, bullets and death throughout my life, but what I saw in those videos I could not see it. Small children were put into cages and their fingernails were taken out and they were burned alive. In the same way, about 16 children were put into swimming pool and then kerosene oil or some oil was put and they were also burned alive. Children were like, their eyeball were taken out with knife. It's just beyond any imagination that you can fall to such a low state and still you say that you are following some religion. If this is religion, then what is devilishness? And I was always thinking why these people are so violent. One of the first is the ideology, which is just violence, which is hatred against Jews and Christians and Hindus. And the second thing is their whole lifestyle, their eating habit. If you eat so much of non-vegetarian food, if you kill animals for your food and you don't feel anything, when you are killing animals and you have no kindness for them, no feeling for them, then it will not take you long that you will not feel any feeling, any compassion, any sensitivity while killing human beings also. And when one of these terrorists was caught, he had a letter in which things were written that how to take out eyes of people with knife, how to torture these Jews in what way. One woman who was like grandmother, she was raped in front of her son and daughter-in-law and daughter, gang raped. So what they want to hurt is your very soul, your very consciousness. It is said, many people say that those who rape, they have too much of adrenaline and all these male hormones. This is not because of the hormones. This is, they derive sick pleasure when they torture people. They are sadists to the very extreme. And the UN Secretary General was saying to Israel government that you are not following basic human right laws. And the Israel foreign minister, his name is Cohen something, I think, he replied that maybe you are living in some other world. We are living in a different world. We are responsible for our people. And when these people, this UNO was directing them, the Israeli foreign minister, he just tore apart the letter which was given to him. Those people who are, the whole Muslim world was standing with Hamas. That has exposed them completely. That they are absolutely insensitive. They have no respect for human life. They have no reverence for life. You are meditating for such a long time. Now you need to play something with your mind also. I am throwing some challenge at you. I am not saying that you don't check your copy, don't do your work, but remain little aloof from that. Remain detached from that. That is what I am telling. But you are always picking the grossest thing in what I say. I am not saying don't do your work. But remain a watcher on the hill even when you are doing your work. Even if there is some tension. Don't allow that tension to create nervous breakdown in you. Huh?
Okay, sir.
You have to understand where I am indicating. Don't just listen to my word. If I say that, you just resign. You have to think little bit. Maybe I am telling this to check what happens within your head. So if I have to say to you resign, then I will check at least 2-3 times. Are you sure you mean the same thing before you take any action? Because I have to see what is happening within your head, within your mind. That is more important. What you do outside is not much of concern for me. What happens within your head is more important. And the slave is sitting within your head. If you are doing your work properly, that doesn't mean that you are a slave. But when your mind is you are not the master of your mind, when you are being goaded by other and you have no control over your life, then you have lost everything. That is how people become slave. That is how dictators exploit people. So now you tell what you felt when I was telling that.
I don't think they are human.
Mm.
I feel that they have. I feel that if human beings can go very, very low, I think this is one of the low or one of the lowest that a human being can go. I cannot imagine the pain, the fear, the pain, the suffering they have to go through when they have their eyes cut out when they are still alive, and all these things. I feel that this is just hell. It's really hell. In fact, that day when Swami told me that, because I was checking copies, and then Swami said that I feel I'm treating business more important than these people. That time that they said something like that. And then that time I also felt on my side I was a bit suffering also, because I was very stressful to finish marking the copies. I wasn't also sleeping at night, and I was feeling there was some kind of suffering. But today when you told me this, I feel very ashamed of myself, because what the kind of so-called suffering I thought I was in, all the stress it cannot even be compared anything with what these people are going through. It's just, I feel no living being, not to say even human or animals, not to say even human, even animals, no living being should be put under this situation. And to be put under
Why
this
you are
situation,
differentiating human beings and animals? For them also this
because they are
suffering is same.
different. Yeah.
No.
Correct.
The pain is same.
Yes.
And
So,
you are saying that
I was
that what they did is one of the lowest. But most of the armies, Chinese army, Japanese army, and any army, when you are a prisoner of war, they do many things which is similar to this kind of thing. The Japanese, they will put you in some kind of room. Maybe you are upside down, you are hanging sometime the whole night. Maybe for many days you have to remain, your head will be down, your feet will be up. And then there are other things like you are put in a room which is so small that only you can just be there. And then drop of water will be falling on you continuously, 1 or 2 drops, and you cannot sleep in that way. So, and you are not allowed to sleep. You have to, because there is no place to lie down or anything. You have to, and the drop of water goes on falling. So you will start becoming mad, because you are not allowed to sleep. So if you are not allowed to sleep for 2-3 days continuously, you will go mad. And they do things like they will take out your nails, the whole nail, and cut your body and put salt in those parts. These are, then they can give you electric shock, they can cut your body pieces. These things people do. But that they do with the prisoners of war, because they want to know what the enemy is planning, but not with children. And this is but human being has been so terrible Most of the army, when they win, when they have defeated certain country, and the army will, when they will enter into that country, what they do is mostly they will rape the women of that country, and it can continue for many months. That shows that without meditation you are not at all fit to be called human being. And meditation is a hard nut to crack. And your ego is like a walnut, which is obstructing you from knowing the truth.